Have you been waitlisted at your dream college and are you wondering, how do I get off that waitlist and what are my odds? In this video, we'll first go through historical data on top 50 colleges and talk about what your odds are in terms of potentially getting off a waitlist. I am going to omit 1 year of data, and that year is the year that COVID hit. When COVID-19 hit, our waitlist numbers shot up like crazy. At some schools, even reaching over 70 or 80% of the waitlist getting off, which is crazy. We also have a new group SAT class that I'm teaching with Jackie from J&J Test Prep. Our next session starts April 16th on Sundays, so make sure you sign up. And finally, we have a blog that goes with this video. So if you want to see even more colleges than I have time to list in this video, we go all the way up to colleges ranked about 70. Definitely check it out. Okay, so first step, let's talk about unlikely. These are schools that if you got waitlisted, your chances of getting off that waitlist are slim to none, 0 to 1% odds. MIT, Yale, Caltech, Dartmouth, UT Austin, where by the way, the percentile is 0 for like the last 5 years. Tulane and University of Wisconsin, Madison. At these schools, we see on average less than a 1% chance of getting off that waitlist. Do a few people trickle off sometimes? In general, if you haven't won the Regeneron Science Competition or the Coca-Cola Award in the last month, it's probably not happening. Cool. All right, next up is small chance. At these schools, you have a 1 to 5% average percentile chance of popping off that waitlist in approximate order of prestige. Stanford, Penn, Northwestern, Harvard. Harvard, by the way, is an estimate. We don't have any data on Harvard, but in my experience, people get off the waitlist at Harvard about as often as they do at places like Penn and Stanford. Brown, Wash U, St. Louis, Cornell, UCLA. Now, here's what's crazy about UCLA. In the last 5 years, its application load has gone from about 102,000 students applying to almost 150,000 students applying. I'm guessing this year they probably broke 150K. With Test Blind, it's just creating even more demand because anybody with inflated straight A's and no SAT or ACT score is definitely applying to UCLA. We're seeing 3% accounting only for the Test Blind cycles. And UCLA used to be one of my good bets for getting off a waitlist. It used to be on average potentially over 10%. And we're just not seeing that post-COVID. UCLA has also redacted a lot of its information on its common data sets that are on its website about its waitlist usage, which is also kind of interesting. So it looks like they're also trying to suppress that data from pre-COVID. Don't know what to say about that, but maybe they're just trying not to get your hopes up. Next on my list is Emory, then UC Berkeley. We're seeing the same trend with UC Berkeley, this Test Blind people. It's just like, it's just totally changing the game. Berkeley, in 2017 let in over 50% of people who were waitlisted. That was pre-COVID. Crazy, right? So many people were getting off the waitlist. No more. Those happy days are over. Georgetown, Carnegie Mellon, UVA, Tufts, which is estimated because their data is a little bit all over the place. UNC Chapel Hill, Georgia Tech, Case Western, UIUC, University of Illinois, University of Georgia, and Boston University. Again, some of these are estimated, and that's when their data is kind of all over the place. So some hope. Where do you actually have a shot of maybe getting in that's a competitive college if you've been waitlisted? Well, at these schools, we see a 5 to 10% average admission rate off the waitlist. The top of the list is Princeton, then we've got Duke, Notre Dame, UC San Diego, and University of Rochester. So one note about UC San Diego has an average admit rate off the waitlist of 17.71%, which is actually really high. But in Test Blind, in the last Test Blind year, it was 0%. So I would put an asterisk next to UC San Diego. It could end up like UCLA and UC Berkeley really quickly. I'm not sure. And then we have good odds. Final category, relatively good odds. And these have more than a 10% chance potentially of admission off the waitlist, and pretty short list: Vanderbilt, UC Santa Barbara, and UC Irvine. Again, these Test Blind colleges, UC Santa Barbara, UC Irvine, we'll see if that varies. UC's used to be a really good waitlist bet all across the board. Berkeley and UCLA have been hit pretty hard. We'll see if they adjust their numbers, their offers of waitlist spots, that kind of stuff. We don't know. But there you go. Those are your worst and best bets. Now let's talk about how do you get off the waitlist, especially if you're at one of these schools with more than a 1% chance of letting you off that waitlist. Well, my best advice is to first accept your position on the waitlist. Most schools have a process for accepting your position. Make sure that you do that. 2, many schools will have a little box you can fill out or a portal where you can upload an extra essay. UCLA, for example, has a portal, and there's a place where you can upload a document of so many thousands of characters. Then you should definitely absolutely be writing a letter, because there's no way you're getting off that wait list if you don't write something. Some schools may even take additional letters of recommendation, but whatever you do, make sure you follow the rules. Every college and university has different rules, and some schools will say, please don't send us more stuff. We won't consider it. And they will be annoyed if you don't follow the directions that they send you. UVA, for example, University of Virginia, doesn't want you to send a love letter to them. They don't want it. Now, if you have a grades update or something like that, your counselor can probably handle that, or have your counselor email them so you're not the person getting in trouble, right? And then schools that don't say anything, generally, I find that it's okay to send a letter. And you know what? The worst case scenario is, as long as they don't have any language that says, please don't send us anything, the worst that could happen is they ignore it. And the best that could happen is they pay attention to it when they're trying to choose who they want to get off that waitlist when they have 44 spots or whatever. And we have another video where we go through exactly how to write the letter of continuing interest. So I will leave that to that other video. And hopefully you guys can figure it out. And if you need support in this letter of continued interest process, we have experts here at SupertutorTV who are expert storytellers, expert writers, graduates of Stanford and Northwestern and Duke and all kinds of wonderful colleges that can coach you through this process. So definitely check us out at supertutortv.com/tutoring. And I have one more shout out before the end of this video. In the last year or two, I've become involved in an organization called the National Test Prep Association. And it's just an awesome organization of over 100 professionals in the test prep industry. It has been one of the most amazing resources that I have found as a tutor and as a small business owner in the tutoring space. So if you run an education company that offers test prep and you want to network with fellow like-minded people, I definitely recommend that you check it out. nationaltestprep.org is their website. You can find out more about how to become a member there, as well as their national conference, which is coming up this June. That's it. I hope you guys like this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys later.